Welcome to another episode of Trini in Atlanta. Today we are making fry bake and buljol and fried plantains. Our daughter is coming over, so this is what she requested for her meal. We just came from the gym and we are both hungry, so I'm going to make a quick thing. So I have in the sink, I have some cod. I'm going to cut this open. This 2-pack. I'm only going to use 1 pack, but I'm boiling the both bags so that I'll have one in the freezer already prepared. So I'm going to wash some of these the salt out of the cod, and then we'll go put it into the water. It's not very salty, not at all, but just to get out some of the saltiness, I'm going to do that, and then we are going to boil this. It's boil the cod. It's cod chunks. It says salted cod chunks. I know there's a lot of other ones. They have the mackerel. They have a lot of, but I personally like the cod. So that's what I am using today to make the buljol. So I'm going to use half of this to make the buljol, and then I'm going to put it in the water. The water is boiling already, so I'm going to throw it in here because I'm trying to cook the cod as well as I'm trying to boil out the salt. So I'm trying to cook the cod as well as boil out the salt. So as you see, this will start boiling there while I put this out. I'm going to come back to this in a little bit because I will need this. Come back to this in a little bit, and while that is boiling, I'm going to need some flour to make some fry bakes. That's what I'm going to do, need some flour to make some fry bakes while that is doing. So I have some unbleached all-purpose flour here, and I have some whole wheat, sprouted whole wheat flour. I'm going to mix the two because I don't like all white flour and I don't like all wheat flour. So I'm going to put 1 cup of this sprouted wheat flour here into the mixer because you know I like my mixer. I'm not going to use my hand if I have the mixer. So, and then I'm going to put 3 of this to knead. 3 cups of the unbleached all-purpose flour. That would be enough there for now. I'm going to put 1, 2, 3 teaspoons of baking powder. I'm going to put just a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, just a little bit of salt, and about a teaspoon of sugar, 2 teaspoons of sugar. I'm going to put a little 1/4 of a tip of yeast, like this, real little, not a lot, just a very little bit of yeast. That's it. And when the warm water hits the flour, the yeast is going to activate, and now we are going to knead this. So I'm going to use, this water is not hot, but it's warm enough to activate the yeast. So, and here we started. So I'm going to turn the mixer on and let it start doing its thing. And I'm going to take a little bit of the Kerrygold butter, put it inside there as well, because it's fry bakes I'm going to make, so I want a little bit rich. That works. Okay, just a little, a teaspoon. And now I'm going to put it in there and let it start to knead. Let that start to knead. Okay, this is still boiling here. This cod is still boiling. I'm going to let it boil for a little bit while I knead this flour. So I'm trying to multitask because, boy, we are hungry. So I'm trying to multitask and get this done, and let me see how that goes. So you put enough water to make a firm but workable dough. So the machine will, the dough hook is kneading it while that is doing, and this is boiling. And that is kneading. I'm going to start cutting the veggies up for the saltfish buljol. So I have some beautiful avocado. It's gorgeous. This is Hans avocado, and that's the name of it. It's the Hans avocado. I can't remember the name. I'm so accustomed with Hass. My husband's a Hass avocado. Sorry. I'm so accustomed with the Florida avocados that sometimes I forget. We don't always get the Florida avocados, and when we do, 9 out of 10 times it's not good. But these are usually good. So I'm going to use this, cut it up in this, and get all the veggies prepped and ready. So when the codfish is done boiling, I would be ready to mix it together. Now usually I would leave the codfish just boil and mix everything, but today I'm going to check on this flour. Yep, it still have to knead. Today I am going to cook it a little more because my husband doesn't only like it boiled. He like it not hard, but he like it just to saute a little bit in some oil. So I'm going to cut up some tomatoes because I like tomatoes, avocados, and onions in the saltfish buljol. I have a lime for the saltfish buljol. I have black pepper. I have a little bit of avocado oil for sauteing it, and then I have really good olive oil, really good olive oil for making the salad, because it's a kind of a salad when you're making buljol. It's kind of like a salad. Buljol, that's what it is. It's cooked, but it's fresh. There's a lot of fresh ingredients. So I cutting up these vegetables as small as I like it. I don't like it big. Some people cut it big, and that's fine. I like mine very small. So I keep cutting here, and then I'm going to check on that. Check on this flour, and it's kneading. It's beautiful. So I'm going to let it continue kneading there. See, it all came together. If I stop it for a minute and I touch it, you'll feel it's not sticky to the hand. You see it? It's beautiful. So I'm going to let it continue kneading. See the color of the flour? That is because of the sprouted wheat. The sprouted wheat flour, that is really good for you, especially for me that suffers from diabetes. It helps. And it tastes good too. Doesn't have any like a fakey kind of taste or too much anything. It's good. It's tasty. It's really tasty. Otherwise I wouldn't have eaten it. So I have this. So I'm cutting these up, and then I have these onions. I'm going to use the mandolin, and I'm going to cut the onions with the mandolin because the mandolin gets the onions nice and thin. So I'm going to get this nice and thin so you could chew. It'll be easy to eat. See? When you open it, it's nice, and it's kind of a julienne, but not really. It's like a shift. Okay, you know what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's very thin, and it will remain crispy because you're not cooking this. After you're done with this codfish, and after you already cook the codfish, then you add the vegetables. So you're not cooking these at all, not at all. I'm not going to take my eyes off of the mandolin because that could give you the trouble. I have been there and done that. It was not pleasant. My husband we weren't living in this house, and he was in the bedroom and he heard my voice and he came outside. I called my daughter. I said, honey, my husband was inside and he knew that something dangerous had happened. he came outside and I had fainted because there was so much blood. So I know now, I respect this piece of equipment. I respect it. Now this is done. This flour is knead completely, and I let it continue for a little minute, and it's completely done. Look at this here. You see it? That is done. I'm going to leave it right here and let it sit for maybe 20 minutes or so, and then I'll start working on it. But I'm going to let it sit here for a little while. I'm going to let that sit for a little while, and then I'll get back to this for a little minute. So not long, just for a little minute. I'm going to let that sit. I'm going to cover this and leave this right here. It's kind of a warm day, so it's not going to take too long to come together. So we have this, the avocado is cut, we have this. I might add, I think I am going to add a little more onions because I like onions in mine. Not too much more because it's not me alone eating, so I can't cook for me alone. So the tomatoes, the avocado, and we'll see how it goes. Let me take a look at this and see how this is, if it's soft. Yep, it's softened up. Right, that is softening up right there. And this is taking care of that. Okay? I'm going to get some. It's not here. Maybe in this refrigerator. I have the plantains. I'm going to get some plantains. Yep. So, came to the refrigerator. Soon as, even though this is not spoiled, it looks like this when you put it in the refrigerator. The skin turns. It mightn't be anything. The skin just turns as you put it in the refrigerator. So I'm going to peel it and I'm going to show you. It will be really good. It just look like this. See? So here, I'm bringing it here. And if you notice, here, see, when I peel it together, it's really good. It's the same thing. It's just the skin is looking kind of discolored, but it's not, nothing is wrong with it. So I'm going to use, I think 2 of these should be enough for the 3 of us. I don't know if she's going to take some food for her husband. I doubt that because he's not here. And we have this one. And I'm going to peel this one as well. And you're going to see it's really, really awesome. See? Watch that. Watch that. There is nothing wrong with this plantains. Goody. There is nothing wrong with these plantains. These bowls, stick all these things in here that I have already used. I'll take care of the dishes later. And let me see how this goes here. This looks really good. You see it's cooking. Let me get it. Let me see. Oh yeah, this is, see, it's flaking. It's almost done. It's done. But I'm going to let it cook for a minute again because I have to get some stuff organized. So I'm going to let it cook for a couple of minutes again. But for the most part, it's done. For the most part, it's done. So I'm going to strain it. I'm going to strain all these things. And then I'm going to get a colander, strain it. And then I'm going to take some of it, make the saltfish buljol, and then take some. I'm going to get a small colander, strain it up, and then let it continue. I'm going to cut these now, get these organized, and see how it. Get these organized here, and then I don't put salt. Some people put salt, and that's good, but I don't put salt in mine. I like it just as is. So I fry it up like this, and we'll eat it as this. If I could avoid putting some salt, I will avoid it. And that's it. So I'm done cutting that. We'll just have to use that. Because when we're ready, we'll use the same oil that we use to fry the fry roti or the fry bake or the floats, whatever you call it, in it. And we'll use that same oil and we'll fry. We'll fry the roti first and then we'll fry the plantains when we are done. Okay? So we have the plantains there. I'm going to strain this and then I'm going to see how it goes here. Okay? I'm going to see how it goes right here. I'm going to take these off for now. I'm going to take these off for now. And I'm going to strain this right here. Okay. I'm going to let it stay here for a second. See? Goody. And I'm going to wash this one more time. A couple more times if I need to because I want the salt. Because remember it is called saltfish. So it's salted cod. That means there is salt, a lot of salt in it. So I'm going to wash it a little more time to make sure that it's not salty anymore. I have to be careful with salt in my home because my husband have hypertension. So I have to be careful that I don't give him too much, as in I could do the best that I can for him. So that's what I'm trying to do here, cut back on a lot of it. So there is not a lot of salt in this. So I'm going to taste this and see how salty it is. It's very good. There is a little salt, but by the time I put the vegetables and everything, it should be awesome. Okay. It is still hot. Pot is still hot, so I'm going to take care of that. And okay, that works. I'm going to take this, give this a little rinse out here because I'm going to use this pot to do the frying, to fry the cod. And show you what I am doing. So I'm going to leave this here for 1 second. I'm going to take some of this cod, half of it, and I'm going to put it in this little container. This is a little container of cod. And then I'm going to mash it up. I'm going to do it like this. Now, you don't have to get it too fine if you don't want to. But if you like it fine, feel free. You could even put it in the food processor and you could mash it up a little bit if you like that. But however you like, whatever consistency you find yourself liking your cod, you can do that. I am just trying to get it together. I will still leave a little chunky pieces in it so that you will know you're eating codfish. You can't just not do that because you wouldn't know it's cod you're eating if you completely take out all of it. Ooh, look for them. While you are cleaning, make sure there is no bones. While your hands are in there, make sure there is no bones because it wouldn't be pleasant to eat it and get a bone in your mouth. It wouldn't. I mean, it's fish, so you have to expect that sometimes that could happen, but it's not a pleasant feeling. It wouldn't be pleasant if you have a piece of bone. But this far, I haven't felt any under my hands when I am making this, stripping this cod. I haven't found any. They say, well, I have found bones in it. No, I have not. So this is as fine as I am going to get it. This is as fine as I am going to get this cod. I like the consistency of it. I'm going to wash my hands and then I'm going to come back and turn that pot on and show you how to put this together. So let me wash my hands. And I put away that half of the other bag, the other pound there, because I'm going to use that in the week to make some akra. I'm going to make some codfish akra in the week. So I'm going to turn this on and let that come to a boil. And while I let it hot up a little, and while it's doing that, I'm going to get another small pot for me to do the bakes, for me to do the fry bakes. I think I'm going to use the little wok and do the fries in that, the fry bakes in that. Okay, so while that is doing, this is hot. This is mostly hot. I'm going to put some of this. Now remember, this is mostly cooked. This is completely cooked. It's boiled already. I'm going to put some oil here. Not a lot, just a little. Just very little. Maybe a... And then I'm going to put this in here. And I'm going to cook this a little more, because just to cook it down a little bit, so it have a little extra crunch to it, because that's how my family likes it. So while that is doing, I'm going to let that crunch a little bit. Okay? And that is going to crunch just a little, not a lot. Okay, leave that there for a minute, and then I'm going to get a pot that I'm going to make the fry bakes. This will be good. This is a nice pot. I'm going to fry the bakes right here in this little wok, because this works. I'm going to put some oil there, fry the bakes there, and fry the plantains right there. This is cooking a little more. And there you go. So that, and I'm going to get some oil. I'm going to get some oil. I'm going to stick this in the microwave for a second, so it could thaw, because that coconut oil gets to be cloudy sometimes. This is done. This is completely done. This is cooked again. This is fried. I'm going to turn this off, pull this pot here, and then I'm going to put this here for a second and leave the pot there for a minute until I'm done with this. I'm going to put this in this bowl here and let it, because I want this to cool off before I add the rest of the ingredients. I'm going to let this cool off a little bit, because I don't want it hot, because if I put everything inside, it will heat up the avocados, and I don't want the avocados heat up. I want it cold. It will heat up the veggies. I don't want that. So I'm going to let it sit there for a little minute and till it's ready. While that is doing, I am going to see if this oil is ready. This should be ready to roll out a little bit here. So I am going to roll out this flour just a little and see, because I'm really going to make one big loaf, roll it out, and then cut the bakes in pieces and fry it. I am not going to fry individual bakes, because that'll take a long time. And I was saying I'm hungry. I'm not going to take a long time. Our daughter should be here in about 15 minutes. So, let me see. This might be too big. I'll have to do it in two. I can't work a flour this big. So, let's see. So, I'm going to do this one. And then, I'll do this one. And then we'll see how it goes from there. Let it sit again for a little bit. You can't roll out this one time, because, so let it sit for a little minute again. And come to room temperature. Let it sit for a little minute, just a little, not a lot. Come to room temperature again, and then we'll get that. We put this back here, and I'm good with that. Okay, well then, seeing that I have a second, I am going to wash this pot again, and I'm going to use this same pot. Instead of dirtying another one, that's why I'll use the same pot to make the bakes. I'm going to use the same pot. I don't need to dirty this wok. Could use the same pot, and I could make those bakes. Put this away again, and then let's see how this goes. Let me see if the oil is yes, the oil is ready. So I'm going to put this here, and this will definitely be enough to fry the bakes in and to fry the plantain in. So I'm checking on the kittens. I'm hearing noises. So let me see which one of the kittens is giving trouble. I see none. Okay. We have 2 kittens. One baby Tommy and one baby Kai. I don't know where they are. One day I'll introduce you to them when I can find them. So this is supposed to be mostly done. I'm going to take some of this olive oil. See, it's extra virgin. Oh, it smells so good. Extra virgin olive oil. Cold press. I'm going to take maybe a 1/4 cup or so. I'm going to put this in this. That should be about good. And then I'm going to squeeze a piece of lime. Squeeze a piece of lime in this this codfish. Okay, we're hearing things, strange things. I don't know what we're hearing. So this, you see, I scored it already. So all I have to do is to take it out, and it's already pre-cut. See that? It's pre-cut. And that's it there. So then this is there. Then I'm going to take this. Then I'm going to take this, and I'm going to put all of this in here. I'm going to take this and put all of this inside here. I'm going to take now, a lot of people have different ways how they make their buljol. This is how we like ours. This is how my dad used to make it, and this is how I learned to make it. Hello, baby Kai. Baby Kai just came out. So this is how I like mine. So I put some black pepper, and I'm going to turn it up. That's the only thing I'm going to put now. My daughter is definitely not a pepper eater. So you will have to add it. We will add the pepper when we're ready to eat it. Her father, mostly her father, will add the pepper that he likes when she's eating. So because we don't eat, neither of us, she nor I eat a lot of pepper. So you see how beautiful that is? The codfish is there. Now you could add any vegetable you want to this. You could add cucumbers, you could add carrots. I have seen some people fry it up with cabbage, and that's fine too, but that is not buljol. You know, that is something else. If you're frying it, it's not buljol. Buljol is not a cook fry thing as I know. The Spanish call it bacalao, because I have my nephew's Puerto Rican and he fries. So I'm going to add a little more oil. I think it's a little bit dry. So I'm just going to add a little more olive oil to that, and I'm going to leave this. And this is how, now you can eat this with crackers. The Haitian eat it with crackers. You can eat this with crackers, and that'll be amazing and awesome too. But I want it with fried bakes. Even my daughter requested fried bakes, and I'm going to. But you could eat this anyways. See, and this is done. You like that, honey?
Absolutely.
Good. We haven't made saltfish. I'm going to taste it for the salt level of it to see. I'm not going to put any salt in it. And then, that's good. That's good. That's really good. It needs a little pepper though. But we can't put that. Our daughter is not going to forgive us. So we're going to put the pepper in top. I have some scotch bonnet in the fridge. I think I'll cut some scotch bonnet in top of it. And we'll eat it. But this is really, really good. So that will stay there. I'm going to turn this on and let this start to heat. While this is heating, I could still add a little lime, a little more lime to this. It will take it. That is so delicious. I can't wait to eat. I literally cannot wait to eat. I am hungry. So while the oil is hotting, I am going to roll this roti out, roll these fry bakes out. I'll show you how I'll do it. So you see how I knead it, you see how long I left it to sit, and you see how much it's so easy and pliable now. So watch how easy this will roll. This rolls so easy. Alright, and I'm going to roll it again. And here we go. So I'm going to roll it a little more. I don't want it too thin because I don't want it to get stiff, but I don't want it too thick either. So just in between. So that's about it there. And then while that is hotting, I'm going to get me a cloth to put those bakes. Something to put those bakes on. So I'm going to get a big bowl. I'm going to get a big bowl. And I'm going to wipe out this bowl. And then I'm going to add this to it, to the bottom. Add some paper towels to the bottom of this too. So if there is any oil, it will absorb it right there. And then I'm going to get, by the time that is hot in, I'm going to get this ready. I'm going to cut this up. So I'm going to cut this in 4. And I'm going to fry it like that in 4. So just like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to cut it in 4 and then fry it like that. And see how it goes. See if it fits in the pot. So far so good. So this is for here. This is done. This is for the dish. This is done. All of this is done. This could stay here. This is done. Everything is done. It's just for this to heat now, and it's almost ready. It is almost ready. I want a spoon to be, this is too big. I want something smaller to be able to turn it. And then I want this tongue to be able to take it out. So I have everything, all my tools that I would need. I'm going to turn the fan on because I don't want the heat and thing to make trouble. So I have to turn the fan on in this. And I'm going to start making these roti. See, it's hot. The oil is hot. So that's it right there. So I'm going to let it cook. I'm going to let this cook for a little minute. And let it cook. Keep letting it cook. And just keep bathing it in the oil. Bathing it in the oil and then turn it over. And then let it cook again. Because I want it a little brown. I don't want to take it out too light. So I'm going to let it cook a little more. And see, like this. Tommy. Hello, baby Tommy. Baby Tommy just came out. Come and say hello. Come. And this one is done. So that is done. I'll show you one more, and then we'll fry some of the plantains so you could see that. So I'm going to let this cook a little more. I'm going to show you. That's it. This is cooking. See? And it smells because the coconut oil gives it a different level of flavor when you fry your bakes in the coconut oil. I love to cook things like this in coconut oil. Just like I like to make basap shot and thing with ghee, I like to cook these kind of fried baked coconut. So this is done. I'm going to take a couple of these. I'm going to show you how to cook it. I'm going to show you how to do this. Turn the heat down a little more because I want it to cook, but I don't want it to get brown without cooking. And then I'm going to let it cook right there. See, let it cook there. So see how beautiful it's cooking because the plantain was perfectly ripe. Perfectly ripe. So I'm going to let it continue cooking. And I think I have, yep, I have this should be done. Almost done. We turn this heat up a little more so you could brown it a little bit more. I'm going to turn it. And that is done. I'm going to get me a piece of paper towel so that I can just take the oil out of everything there so it wouldn't have too much oil. And then I'm going to take these out. See, these are ready to come out. I'm going to take these off. See, these are done, completely, totally done cooking. Wow. See, it's falling apart. The plantain was so ripe and nice. So the other day, my husband bought moko home. And he wanted moko to eat. Now, I am not a custom moko, but I'm a custom plantain. So I fried it like plantain, not knowing that it is bubble. Well, it bubbled all over my stove. Then I Google it, and they say, yes, it bubbles if it's very ripe. So now I know. So this is how this is it. You put a little bit of plantains there, and one piece of roti here, but he'll have another piece, and this is my husband dinner. That's him. He'll have another piece of roti, but that is the gist of it. That is how it would look. When you are done, you have fry bake. You have more. I cut up some Trinidad Scotch bonnet. Well, I didn't buy it, get it in Trinidad. Maybe it came from Mexico. Scotch bonnet, the avocado, and everything else, the buljol, and the fried plantain. And that is dinner. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining me. I hope you had a wonderful time looking at this recipe. If you need any more information, call me 404-729-2327 or 770-977-3163. Thank you.